Very important. I understand this is the busiest rescue helicopter service in the country. It's got the most coastline to cover, probably the biggest geographical area. 2,000 lives saved in 25 years. I understand 15,000 people flown. I mean, that's incredible.
All of us have this driving need to provide something for the patient who requires our services at that moment. We get the patient and the person who's in need to the place of safety immediately.
We're trying to make a difference to those people to improve their lives and give them a longer, better chance at long-term survival from their injury, illness, whatever may be the cause of what happened with them.
When something really bad does happen, it's reassuring to hear the beat of those rotors in the distance and know that there's a service that's going to get them to a hospital pretty quickly.
Being able to get patients to a centre of excellence within that golden hour is essential, and the sooner that we can be able to access those patients and provide them with the emergency treatment they need, the greater chance they have of surviving.
But for the patients that we pick up, this is the worst day they've ever had. It's a terrible thing to happen to them. And I think you always have to have that in the back of your mind that, yep, hey, this is great, I'm getting paid to go in this helicopter and do this job. But somebody is having a really bad day.
And we do go to those reasonably regularly, particularly with car accidents. There might be a few people there that are on the scene that have already passed away, and we might take a couple more to hospital, but there's definitely it's a bit of a letdown in a way, I suppose you'd call it, for the crew as a whole. That's the pilots and the medics.
It's generally when the children are killed. Those are the things that really get to our crews and to the board members when we report back that this has happened. In the majority, I would say that of the 15,000, 16,000 people we've carried, the majority of those people have either had their life saved or they've had their life changed dramatically.
I got a major heart attack, 20 to 6 in the morning. The doctors then cancelled the trip with the ambulance and they called in rescue helicopter.
The highline's still down below. Okay, I'll just start climbing then. You're just drifting towards the cliffs there, Pete, so not to the left. Hand caught, he thinks his thumb is off, it's still inside his glove. It's not bleeding at this stage, I think we just leave it how it is. We might just see if we can give it some pain relief. Once we get this life jacket off, it'll be much easier to... Coming down.
So I quickly leapt off the tractor, and as I walked past the wheel, I remember hearing very clearly, turn the PTO off, but it didn't. So it was pretty foolish. And when I stepped onto the slash and I tightened the bolts off, and I turned around and take one step, and then all I heard was a bang. And then that was it. And I remember pulling myself out from the front of the slasher and noticed that something odd, and I looked down and there was a PTO under my armpit still going around, so I could have been caught up on that. So I pulled myself away from that and laid on my back and pulled my leg out, and that's a pretty horrid sight that was. It was like a scene from a nightmare, and my foot was hanging on with one bit of flesh and bones gone and what have you. My only hope was my wife, Elodie, and then I heard it arrive. It was really a critical situation because I'd lost so much blood. So I can categorically say that if it wasn't for the helicopter, I wouldn't be here because that time frame was so critical. It's only by the grace of God that I'm here.